Good afternoon. I really liked this small introduction video. It takes away all my speech, more or less. So, okay, I would like to tell you a few things about strategy and also about ongoing projects that we are currently having in Luxembourg. So, our Minister Mark already introduced the publication of the strategies. I will not go into it, but just take a look at this chart, and you can see that all over the three strategies we have 6 enablers which are common to all those 3 strategies. So this is quite interesting and quite good, because this allows indeed some synergies. But what we will do today is to focus on one of the strategies, not the data, not the AI, but the quantum strategy, which has a clear vision. Oh, sorry. Yes. It's better? Oh, it's much too hard. Okay. So, yes. So the vision that's embedded in the strategy is to make Luxembourg ready for the quantum era. And we want to exploit the full potential of the quantum technologies in order to have scientific, technological, and economic progress. This is for the quantum strategy in general. What we are doing at the SMC is we are more focused on the communication part. So inside the communication part, we have also identified or defined some strategic objectives, as you can see here. So we want to build a QCI, quantum communication infrastructure. We also want to push and to foster an innovation-driven ecosystem, and, if possible, position Luxembourg as an EU center of excellence in quantum communication. So I will just dig a little bit deeper into some of the enablers you can see here, which are really of importance to us. The first one is infrastructures. This is really the basics that we need if you want to set up something in the country related to quantum communication. So this is targeting some of the sectors you can see here. It's not all of them, but it's mainly some of these. Another enabler that is really important for us is the research and innovation part. As you know, quantum is still called, or still what we call a disruptive and emerging technology, so it needs a lot of research and innovation to push it forward. So this is something that the government is also supporting very hard. And then a last one, which is not the least one, which is international collaboration. As you know, Luxembourg is not that big, so it is in our nature to reach out to neighbors and to look for international and European collaboration. This is done also through the LuqCCI. Okay, so enough talking about enablers and strategies. Now let's see what's happening on the ground. So we have a first project under the LuxQCI initiative, which is called LUQCIA. You can just read the orange letters. And this is a project which is funded by the RRF, the Recovery and Resilience Facility, and led by the University of Luxembourg. In this project, we have defined 3 major steps. You can see here the phase 1, we call it. This was just to set up an operational quantum communication infrastructure inside the lab, which was realized already in November 22. The next one was to go outside of the lab. So what the university did was to connect 2 distant sites in the country, namely Belval and Kirchberg. So this was a 33-kilometer link where also quantum keys were exchanged. That was quite nice, but then the next step was to go beyond the borders. So the third phase, or the third step that we took, or what the university took, was to set up a cross-border terrestrial quantum communication link between the University of Luxembourg and a point of presence in Arlon, in Belgium. This was the first project. So we have another one. We have also the project called LuxQCI, which is a Digital Europe program-funded project, which is also led by the University of Luxembourg, but with a whole bunch of partners you can see at the bottom of the slide. And we are also proud to be part of this project. What we want to do is to set up not a point-to-point communication as the university did in the first project, but to set up a whole network. So the intention is to go up to 6 or 7 points of presence, linking different types of entities, bridging distances between 6 and 33 kilometers. What we also do in this project is to identify use cases, to look what could be the future architecture or the network topology, because this is also new stuff. And then what university is also doing is providing training activities. And then we also have to look into the future. These are current projects, but we have also not stopped there. We also looked into the future, and we submitted in March this year 2 proposals together with the partners. The first one, called LuxQCI, well, the name suggests that the 3 countries of the Benelux are involved. And what we want to do is to establish or to set up a robust, reliable cross-border link from Luxembourg up to Amsterdam. And this fits also very nicely into the EuroQCI, so the European Quantum Communication Infrastructure. And the partners are below at the slide. Then we have a second proposal that has been submitted, the Trans-Euro OGS, which is not as the first one terrestrial, but this one is intended to build a fully interoperable and orchestrated QKD network of 8 optical ground stations. On the chart, you might see more than 8 points, but this is fine. We have 3 optical ground stations that will be set up in Greece, 3 in Germany, 1 in Luxembourg, and 1 in Ireland. And the second one in Ireland is an option, or will come at a later stage, let's say. The countries that are involved, as you can see, Germany, Ireland, Greece, and also Luxembourg. And what we want to do is not just to stop at the ground stations, but we also want to interlink it with the satellite component or the satellite segment of the EuroQCI, but also to go into the terrestrial network. Yes, so speaking about the partners, yes, it will fit. You can see the partners on the slide. I just put the Luxembourg partners, as there was not enough space on the slide to put all the partners from all the different countries that are participating, but at least we have one of the partners here in the room from Fraunhofer in Germany, who will talk right after me. So these are projects coming up this year, hopefully, but then we also have to look into the stars. We have also a project which is led by SES, which is the Eagle 1 satellite. This is the space segment of the EuroQCI, and this is the first space-based QKD system to be developed under a partnership of ESA, the European Commission, and a bunch of European space companies. So this satellite will in principle be launched next year, and it will demonstrate and validate QKD from LEO to the ground. And this is part also of the IRI2 initiative. So I think I've just left a few seconds. So if I manage to catch your attention, you can scan the code and download the quantum strategy and have a deeper look.
Feel free to scan right now. Scan.
Thanks.
Yeah, give him a round of applause. That's Herr Stranen. Thank you very much. Real most mercy.